It is 7:03 on Friday, November 22nd. We are at 33 degrees right now. Highs only reaching the upper 40s. Good morning. I'm Michelle Basch.
And I'm Kyle Cooper. The top local stories we're following for you this hour on WTOP. Our top story, the chilly weather. It's the coldest air that we've felt around here so far this season. 7 News First Alert meteorologist Brian Vandegraff.
Tracking cold weather, clouds, temperatures only in the 40s, and gusty winds, meaning wind chills in the 30s throughout the day. On top of that, some passing rain showers and even some snow showers mixing in. Now, locally, no big issues. Temperatures above freezing. Far north, there could be some light coatings in grassy areas up towards the Mason-Dixon line. If you head deep into the mountains, that's where the snow could pile up.
And we will have the full forecast for you in just a couple of minutes.
A Fairfax County high school football team that has been accused of recruiting players from other school districts won its first playoff game last night in massive fashion. Hayfield Secondary defeated Thomas Edison 75-7. WTOP's Scott Gelman is hearing from Hayfield families.
All I could say is, God bless the judge, you know.
That would be the judge who ruled Hayfield can participate in the postseason, despite a 2-year postseason ban that the Virginia High School League handed down. Here outside the stadium, some families are hoping to put all of that behind them.
Everybody wants to see him down. They pushed through, and they had the community come behind them.
Under new coach Daryl Overton, the team was accused of violating league rules, and the decision to allow Hayfield back in is leaving Edison parent Macy Julian stunned.
Anybody who takes 5 or 10 minutes to look into it can see that there's discrepancies and unfairness that's happened.
Superintendent Michelle Reed is vowing to launch an external investigation of all student-athlete transfers and will be reviewing athletic protocols.
The truth will come out if it's not out already.
In Fairfax County, Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
Meanwhile, the Fairfax Times is reporting that Hayfield's athletic director, Monty Fritz, is taking a leave of absence amidst the new review and investigation.
A human rights group says Maryland is among the worst when it comes to the treatment of kids sent to prison. WTOP's Mike Murillo reports the group is calling for reforms.
Maryland falls behind only Louisiana, Wisconsin, and South Carolina when it comes to the number of prisoners in the state who first went to prison when they were children. In the state, 6% of the people behind bars now fall in that category. Human Rights for Kids says a survey they did found that those who went to prison as kids acknowledged adverse childhood experiences such as emotional, physical, and sexual abuse, and also having other family members who were in jail during their youth. Maryland Matters reports that the state is urging courts to consider those experiences when sentencing kids. It's also urging the state to stop solitary confinement of children, send all cases involving kids through juvenile court, and ban courts from putting kids in adult prisons and jails. Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
6 men convicted of a gruesome D.C. murder back in 1985 continue to maintain their innocence, and now they're hoping for a presidential pardon before a new administration takes over. Here's WTOP's John Doman.
It's a long shot, says Sean Armbruce, the executive director of the Mid-Atlantic Innocence Project.
The presidential pardon process really disfavors people who claim innocence.
My argument is that I am actually innocent.
Chris Turner is one of those convicted decades ago for the killing of Catherine Fuller, which happened in an alley here at 8th and H Northeast 40 years ago. Because he was convicted in D.C., a pardon can only come from the president. Typically, those come in a flurry at the end of a presidential term.
It's a violent crime, which is tough, but also lots of people want presidential pardons.
And if it isn't granted,
there isn't justice for Mrs. Fuller's family. There isn't justice for this community.
At 8th and H in Northeast, John Doman, WTOP News.
A deadly overnight crash that left 2 people dead and 2 others injured is under investigation this morning. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office says the single vehicle crash happened just after midnight in Chantilly at the intersection of Loudoun County Parkway and Tall Cedars Parkway. 2 men who were passengers died. The driver was hospitalized and a woman was treated at the site of the crash. Authorities say the driver will face charges.
Coming up,
a well-known Georgetown landmark is sold and is being repurposed. I'm Dan Ronan.
Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.